as Roman Chocolatito González goes into action against Srisaket Sor Rungvisai with New York's most popular fan favorite referee, the very demonstrative Steve Willis, in the ring in charge. That just adds a little extra spice to the excitement that we expect to see in this fight.
A lot of the Manny Pacquiao calves, and he's also southpaw like Manny Pacquiao, but does not possess the speed and the finesse that does that of a great Manny Pacquiao.
Max Kellerman has made the point. Roman Chocolatito González, 29 years old, approaching 30, have gone the distance, and you wonder if just a little bit of the power may be ebbing away, particularly now as he's arrived in the highest weight class yet, 115 pounds.
Concentrate a little more on defense and not having to make the fight, especially against a very big puncher to the extent that he did against Cuadras.
Only thing bad about that, Max, is the only way that Chocolatito knows how to fight is coming forward. He does not know how to fight backing up. That's his fight right there, coming forward, being aggressive, taking shots to give shots. He doesn't know how to back up. He's not a reverse style fighter. People can say what they want to say, but he is not that dude. And to me, you know, even with the pound for pound, I think I like him as a great guy on the pound for pound chart. But unlike Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford even, and Lomachenko, these guys can fight left, right, forward, backwards. These guys deserve, to me, more to be at the top of that #1 pound for pound chart than does Chocolatito, unless we strictly going off of records.
This is the first time that we have seen Chocolatito with our eyes live in the ring against a southpaw, and in this case a strong come-forward southpaw, and down goes González on a knockdown by Sor Rungvisai. Second time in his career that González has been on the canvas.
Well, it made contact with his body, and he was off balance, Max. So
he took the full count before he got up. He was hurt with something.
The body shot may have hurt him. This guy can really punch.
And now
Cuadras tell us that
González goes down for the first time in 10 years against Sor Rungvisai. Well, since we last saw Chocolatito against Carlos Cuadras, his longtime Nicaraguan trainer, Arnulfo Obando, suddenly died. And Chocolatito had to make a decision in this fight whether the head trainer in his corner was going to be his father, his original choice, or his former Nicaraguan amateur teammate, Wilmer González, and at the last minute he chose to go, or Hernandez, and he chose to go with Wilmer Hernandez as the trainer. So a 2-point deficit on the official scorecards.
Chocolatito was doing a good job avoiding those shots upstairs, paying a little more attention to defense as he said he'd do in yesterday's meeting, and it was the body shot that caught him and knocked him down.
Sor Rungvisai is landing hard, clean shots here in round number 2. And fighting with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I think Chocolatito is trying to let him wear himself down a little bit, because he's not used to seeing this kind of power at 112.
Chocolatito looks like a 30-year-old flyweight tonight, super flyweight.
Good shot by Chocolatito, yes.
They're trading punches back and forth.
Well, said this would be brutal while it lasted, and here we are, folks.
Looks like it's going to evolve into a full-scale slugfest as they stand toe-to-toe and fire away.
Sor Rungvisai is so physically strong.
Good shot by Chocolatito. Now, I think Chocolatito feels like you hurt him now.
He did.
I think Chocolatito's just getting going.
He is. It takes him a round or two to get started, but now here he comes. And Sor Rungvisai better be ready for it. Oh, good shot by Chocolatito.
In this right-hand body shot by Chocolatito.
When Chocolatito gets going, it's like an avalanche.
That's right. There's no better pitcher in boxing once he gets going, man. Busiest guy you ever want to see. Good left hand by Sor Rungvisai.
Chocolatito is #1 in the sport of boxing in power punches thrown and landed per round. And Harold Letterman gave the second round as well to Sor Rungvisai. So there's my point. Already on the unofficial Harold Letterman scorecard, Chocolatito is down 3 points.
He'll warm up, and as the rounds progress, he'll come alive if he can avoid getting caught with something big that causes an unusual problem that we've never seen before.
I wouldn't be,
at least in the instance of our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman, he gave it to Sor Rungvisai, who is again delivering leather and fighting with confidence in the third, though there's a straight right hand right on the button by Chocolatito, and another one.
He can't continue to let Chocolatito hit with that right hand, but hit.
Against a strong-willed opponent who is bringing the leather and firing hard. Roman Chocolatito González has something to deal with in New York City.
This
physical strength doesn't always translate to punching power, but Sor Rungvisai has both. He's physically strong, he can muscle his opponent around the ring, and he can really crack.
We'll find out tonight what he can take, though, Max, because Chocolatito's going to give him all he got. Right.
Oh, he's already is fighting with a new sense of urgency, Chocolatito.
Of course he is. He's never backed down from nothing, and he ain't about to start now. You will have to take him out to beat him. He will not give up.
Some action in the middle of the ring right now.
55 seconds from now, one of the great cutmen in all of boxing, Argentine Miguel Diaz, will go to work on Chocolatito's right arm. Before that happens, Chocolatito wants to land about 40 more punches.
And over them 6 and 7 punch combinations I'm talking about, Jim. At 105 moved up to 115.
Well, somebody asked me the other day, do you think Chocolatito can go to 118 pounds? And I offered my opinion. I said, no, I believe he has reached the limit at 115. I think you saw the evidence of that on his face after the Quadras fight.
Okay, Jim, I got a 2 rounds to 1. 29-27, Srisaket, Sor Rungvisai. You know, Jim, you got to give Sor Rungvisai an extra point for the knockdown in round 1. And I thought he won round 2 also. He's very strong in the second round. In the third round, I thought Chocolatito hit him with some terrific right hands. He took it to him, he backed him up. I'm talking about Chocolatito. And I thought Chocolatito won that third round. But still in all, very, very close fight. 2-1. Sor Rungvisai.
Now Chocolatito's finding the target. He's drawing a bead on Sor Rungvisai upstairs, landing hard shots to the head in round 4. Willis need not tell these fighters. They know conventional fighter against southpaw, going head-to-head in there. There's going to be some contact.
Before, in the beginning and at the end of every round, these two show tremendous respect for each other. Nothing dirty is happening in there. This is what happens, as you mentioned, when a southpaw fights an orthodox fighter. But in between those bells, they are trying to punch holes through each other.
Especially Sor Rungvisai, son. He's on the attack. He's staying close to Roman, so Roman can't hit him with that straight right hand. And he's doing a good job of smothering the straight right hand this round. Now, I think he feels like his size advantage on Roman Chocolatito is giving him an edge because he's staying really close and sort of pushing Chocolatito around.
This is unbelievable phone booth warfare right now.
Very seldom do you see a fighter who can match Chocolatito's energy level from second to second throughout the round, but that's exactly what Sor Rungvisai is attempting to do here and attempting to sustain as we get through the 4th round.
Yeah, Jim, but his punches are not quite as devastating as Roman's are, trust me.
Oh, good body shot from Sor Rungvisai, right hand to the body.
This is a really good fight here, Jim.
And I hear what you're saying about Chocolatito's offense, Roy, but the reason for worry if you're a Chocolatito fan is that Sor Rungvisai has been able to hit him cleanly upstairs.
Yeah, but Sor Rungvisai doesn't put his full body in all of his punches. Roman putting his full body in every punch that he's throwing. See that? So it'll all come down to what type of condition Sor Rungvisai is in.
Rungvisai is some puncher. Oh, big shots from Chocolatito.
Momentarily, Sor Rungvisai's hand stopped as Chocolatito for the early scoring hole into which he apparently fell after going down in the 1st round. The first time Chocolatito's been knocked down in 10 years, only the 2nd time in his career he's ever tasted the canvas. Sor Rungvisai looked a little bit the worse for wear as he staggered to the corner at the end of the last round, and it's because of straight right hands like that. Chocolatito lands 2 more thunder punches.
Some brutalizing straight right hands.
Good body shot by Sor Rungvisai.
Not just that he can dish it out, he has taken some huge shots from Sor Rungvisai.
Good right hand by
Chocolatito. Right hand by Chocolatito, right on the jaw.
Best
Sor Rungvisai. He's going to test him.
Good left uppercut. Oh, good left
uppercut.
Laser-guided missiles from Chocolatito.
This is tremendous offensive punching by Roman Chocolatito González.
Good defense by Sor Rungvisai that time. I hadn't seen him block a punch before that.
He's trying to run Chocolatito into a big shot.
Oh, good shot by Chocolatito. These dudes are trading some really big punches, Max.
Gonzalez's punching accuracy has gone to another level.
Yes.
This is
In the last couple of rounds. And once he got warmed up here, he is finding the target with astonishing regularity, driving Sor Rungvisai into the corner. Now he's going to chase him across the ring and try to begin unloading again. Right hand, left hook, right hand.
The Tasmanian Devil is on the attack. Now this is what you call a real Tasmanian Devil.
That's exactly right, guys. It's not that any one shot from Chocolatito is as devastating as Sor Rungvisai's, but there are so many of them, and they're so accurate.
And now on Harold Letterman's unofficial scorecard, Roman González has leveled the score at 47 apiece after falling behind early by 3 points.
Yeah, this is boxing. You ain't at the ballet tonight.
That's right.
Time.
To the left side of Chocolatito's head.
And I'm sure Sor Rungvisai is not used to seeing guys get hit with these punches this hard and come right back at him like Chocolatito is doing. This is the most discouraging thing in the world to a big power puncher. To have a guy take your best shot and just walk right towards you like it means nothing at all to him.
Sor Rungvisai in 41 wins has 38 knockouts. So you're right, Roy. Usually when he hits guys, they don't make it the distance.
They go to.
And you heard Wilmer Hernandez asking in Chocolatito's corner, body, please punish him to the body, and there it is. Left hook to the body, left hook to the body again. Right hand by Sor Rungvisai. Combination by Chocolatito drives him back into the ropes.
Sor Rungvisai, Chocolatito ain't pushing him back with legs, he pushed him back with punches. That's
why Sor Rungvisai gives ground at times, because Chocolatito never stops moving his hands.
Blood trickling again outside the right eye of Chocolatito.
Good body shot. There you go.
Left hook to the body.
Great
that
body shot. That hurt bad.
Hurt him badly.
Yes.
Hard right hand upstairs.
It was.
Another left to the body. Sor Rungvisai wobbling and giving ground. Now Chocolatito drawing a bead as Sor Rungvisai's against the ropes. Left to the body again. Left hook upstairs. Straight right hand. Left hook upstairs. Another to the body. Tremendous rally as González tries to knock his man out.
Here comes the avalanche. Just rolling downhill. And he won't forget the hook to the body, and he'll continue to mix it up upstairs.
Time, over there. Big headbutt, 1 point.
And here's a point for González.
Right here. 1 point, right here.
Steve, 2-10-8 rounds in a fight. 2-point lead for Roman Chocolatito González. 4 rounds to 2, 57-55.
Another great left hook by González inside. Back Sor Rungvisai up.
Watch your heads. Touch yourself.
Back with the straight right hand. Early on in the fight, González was trying to build a defense by slapping Sor Rungvisai's lead hand down with his left hand. He's dispensed with that and gone all offense.
And that's how he usually wins most of them, by a barrage of punches. He doesn't hit you with one hard one. He hits you with a barrage of them, followed up by one good one to the right place. Now Sor Rungvisai having a pretty good round so far too.
Leaning his head back to look up at the monitor above the screen. I can only think that he wanted to see the cut and get a look at how bad it is.
Yes.
Is that a good idea for a fighter, Roy Jones?
It's a very good idea, because he knows how much more he can take on that cut, or how much less he should allow himself to be hit on that cut. So he knows, should he gamble and go for the knockout, or should he take it easy and be smart with the cut?
It showed amazing awareness. I don't know when I've seen another fighter do that. Look at a television monitor above the ring to see how the cut man was doing.
Again with the head.
And being opposite-handed, they're going to consistently crash heads. But it's not like Sor Rungvisai is trying to crash heads.
No, he's just putting his head down.
Fight. Roman Chocolatito González fighting for the first time without his longtime trainer Arnulfo Obando, who died shortly after his win over Carlos Cuadras last fall. Comes into this fight, gets knocked down in the first round for the first time in 10 years, then gets a bad cut outside his eye from a headbutt in the second round, and has had to rescue himself, or attempt to, from all of those circumstances. Drama in Madison Square Garden as we get to the 8th of a scheduled 12.
People want an action fight. They can't ask for more action than this.
Every time it looks like Chocolatito is too much for Sor Rungvisai, Sor Rungvisai digs in and fires back.
And every time it looks like Sor Rungvisai is a little too powerful for Chocolatito. Chocolatito tightens down and fires back. I hope he sees one that just never stops because that's what he is. And anybody who never stops is bound to be vulnerable, but remember, he does not stop, so you got to bring it to get it, especially against Chocolatito. Good shots by Sor Rungvisai. Good shot by Chocolatito.
The punch here. But Sor Rungvisai has come back hitting like a mule over and over, and there's a hard body shot with the right hand right there.
Chocolatito is one of these fighters that absorbs a really good shot, partly because he deflects some of it with his arms, and also partly because he has a limber neck. You know, he gets, even when he gets caught clean, his neck is limber. He rides the punch back.
The best thing about Chocolatito is that his best defense is his offense.
Quick look at Letterman's unofficial scorecard. 76-74, Roman González. And here comes Sor Rungvisai again. Got to be one of the most powerful 115-pound combat athletes in the world as he starts slugging away. What do you make of the fact that Miguel Diaz simply hasn't been able to get the blood to stop pouring out of Gonzalez's right eye, outside the eye? Is that because of the constant contact in the fight?
Constant contact in the fight, constant head contact, and constant contact with the gloves. So there's no way to stop a cut from bleeding if everybody's constantly hitting it. His own gloves are hitting it when he blocks punches. Their heads are still clashing from time to time.
And Chocolatito's cut is now like spouting blood.
Good thing for him though, Max, is if the fight is stopped and they go to scorecards, he's ahead now, so he can take it now.
You'd think.
Yeah, well, early in the fight we didn't think he was ahead. Now we think he is, yes.
That was nothing compared to this. He's going to be a bloody mask by the end.
The difference in this fight and the Quadras fight was we had a boxer against a puncher or a fighter. Here we got two fighters. Nobody can really box. Nobody chooses to really box. Both of these guys are full contact fighters.
Chocolatito is just amazing. He's pressing forward against such a strong guy. A big power puncher. Blood streaming down his face into his right eye, obscuring his vision. He's climbed off the deck in the first round from a body shot. And he just keeps coming. He's a machine.
That's who he is, Max. That's his whole fight style. He has to, if you can back him up, you can beat him, but ain't many people that can sustain the high octane output that it takes to back Chocolatito up.
González gets a huge cheer from the crowd as he backs Sor Rungvisai up on the ropes and lands a couple of right hands again. Sor Rungvisai punches his way out of damage and goes forward toward Chocolatito.
Now you gotta give Sor Rungvisai some credit too, because I've never seen him before. But
he's a beast.
Big heart,
he's a
big
beast.
power, and in the ring with pound, one of the best.
I mean, it's a very, very close fight, Jim. Sor Rungvisai is just staying in the fight, landing good right hands, landing stronger shots. I thought that Sor Rungvisai won round 9, but, you know, very, very close rounds. A great fight, fought in the middle of the ring. Chocolatito González bleeding constantly. It's amazing that the blood going into that right eye isn't really taken away from his game, but it isn't. 5 rounds to 4, Chocolatito González.
It seems to me, though, that Chocolatito is probably a little farther ahead than Harold has him, and I think maybe, though, the visual, the optics of it, the way Chocolatito is bleeding, even if it's not from a legal punch, lends to the sense that he's in trouble and he's being punished. And so maybe some of these close rounds are going to Sor Rungvisai.
I don't know that he's being punished, but he's definitely being pushed, I tell you that.
I got you.
Roy Jones, we can see the pain on Chocolatito's face between rounds when Miguel Diaz is working on that cut. Can you describe it to us?
Well, I can't describe it, but I mean, it must be very painful because you see the grimacing on his face. And a lot of times when you're in a fight, your adrenaline makes it to where you can't really feel the cut and you can't feel the pain when they're working on it. But he definitely feels the pain now because the cut's been there so long and blood is gushing out of it right now as we speak. So it definitely causing some inconveniences for him on his face. You know, I mean, he's not feeling good. That was a good body shot by Sor Rungvisai. It's definitely put him in a very bad situation.
Next door to each other, and both of them are bleeding badly.
A good right uppercut by Sor Rungvisai right there, but left uppercut that is.
And I'm sure exacerbated by punches, but opened by headbutts.
What a combination by González.
Sor Rungvisai's facial expressions, if he is hurt, boy, he hides it well.
Best poker face you ever want to see.
Yeah, he looks slightly amused by it all.
Best.
Visual affects the judges.
But important to remember that the cut that's causing the bleeding for Roman Chocolatito González came from headbutts and not from punches.
But emotionally, it's hard to always keep that in mind when you see blood gushing and splattering as the opponent lands a big punch.
And the inevitable tendency of judges to score blood. If one fighter is bloody and the other is not, that's an indicator almost impossible to resist.
And another thing from experience for Sor Rungvisai is that at this point in the fight, you have to try to dig some of that power to the body. Chocolatito is definitely showing signs of fatigue, and he's been worked. I mean, he's bleeding hard. He's doing a lot of things. He's been very active with his punch output. Therefore, he has to have some fatigue going on right now. But Sor Rungvisai is not doing the experience thing and going to the body to work on that.
This kind of blood loss sap your energy, Roy?
Yes, it does after this long. I mean, it's been like 8 or 9 rounds of constant blood loss, and not just blood loss, blood gushing out at that. So you have to know that he feels weakened some, but you're not doing anything about it.
It's hard to say, too, if the blood is kind of... It looks asymmetrical right now because the blood is masking the other side of his face.
Exactly.
Fewer than 4 minutes remaining in the fight. Somebody's going to stage one more rally, at least, before this is all over with.
Sor Rungvisai is doing a smart thing in boxing and moving now. Feels like he's ahead, so now he's boxing.
Neither fighter can afford to lose a round.
You mentioned it when it happened, Jim, but that point deduction for the headbutt could loom large in this decision.
Which is also why he's probably boxing, trying to avoid that happening, because he feels like he has a good chance to win this fight. So if he uses his feet now and stays away, he won't get another point deducted for a headbutt.
Sor Rungvisai landing more punches in this round. Chocolatito landing the harder shots ought to be enough to mean that Chocolatito would be ahead in the fight, but does it? He got knocked down in the first round on a body shot from Sor Rungvisai. He got that point back from a point deduction for a headbutt later on in the fight. It's been give and take down the stretch. Chocolatito has won 46 consecutive fights and has never lost as a professional. Sor Rungvisai, who went 1-3-1 in his first 5 fights, has won 40 out of 41 since. And surely both men believe deep in their hearts in these last 3 minutes.
This has been a very gallant fight, Jim. 2 brilliant athletes going at it toe-to-toe pretty much for the most of the fight. I mean, they have gave one hell of an effort, and both guys deserve a victory tonight.
It seems to me that the punch stats reflect just sitting here judging round by round.
Oh, low blow.
And I'll defer to his judgment. Because we are also talking the story of the fight.
Deduction for a hit, but if he's not careful.
Huge shots by Chocolatito in the last 30 seconds.
He looks exhausted, but he's pulling out all the stops, bringing all the energy he can possibly bring. Big right hand, another right hand.
What a chin on Sor Rungvisai.
Another left hook. Crowd is on its feet as Chocolatito is lacing Sor Rungvisai with hard shots in the closing minute of the fight.
Chocolatito, you want to see what separates goodness from greatness? Look at how Chocolatito is finishing this fight. He's taking risks and closing the show.
Yes, he is.
A tremendous bloody battle in Madison Square Garden. The #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, desperately trying to hold on to his unbeaten record. Great body shot by Chocolatito. Back Sor Rungvisai up into the corner again. 20 seconds to go. Right hand by Chocolatito. Left hook by Chocolatito. Chasing Sor Rungvisai. Trying to score as much as possible. And leave no doubt. Sor Rungvisai coming back with a flurry of his own. Down the stretch they go. Unbelievable.
Chocolatito does the legacy.
See him step up in weight class. The pure power from this bigger guy completely hits him right there under the chest and knocks him completely off balance, knocks him to the floor. That is completely a clean knockdown, strictly because of size and off balance.
Look at the feet though, Roy.
Yeah, but look right there. No tangle on the feet right here. No tangle on the feet.
there.
No tangle right there.
No
Strictly a
tangle there.
knockdown.
So Steve,
Very beautiful exchange by two really good fighters. Right hand by Chocolatito, left by Sor Rungvisai. Another right hand by Chocolatito, right uppercut by Sor Rungvisai. 1-2 by Chocolatito. Answer you see here after he punches. First he hits him with a lead right hand. Then after Sor Rungvisai punches, you see Chocolatito come back again with another counter straight right hand. That's the one he's open for the most, because once he punches, followed by a beautiful hook body, that hurts Sor Rungvisai very bad right there. That started the downhill avalanche, and now here comes Chocolatito with more and more punches. Then as he was covering, Sor Rungvisai trying to throw an overhead left and head first. Chocolatito coming forward after Sor Rungvisai punches. Right hand
and Glenn Feldman both scored the contest. 114 to 112.
Right hand,
to the
left
winner
upper
by
shot.
majority
Keep the pressure on left upper shot.
And new WBC Super-flyweight champion of the world from Thailand, Srisaket Sor